Speaking of robots, let's check out this helpful machine. Look at your screen. It's the world's very first electric and self-driving sweeper. It's way speedier than a person, like 10 times faster, and it uses way less energy than other similar machines, like 85% less. This robot is about 11.5 feet long and 7.5 feet wide, and it can go up to around 6.2 miles per hour, though it moves slower when it's cleaning up. With one charge, it can clean for up to 17 hours. They've already tried it out in Finland, cleaning up the streets of Helsinki at night. It's not noisy, and you can control a bunch of them together online. The only downside is that people worry the robots might not be protected from mischief makers. Let me share some cool news about virtual reality fun. You know those goggles, boots, and chairs for VR? Well, now there's a vest too. The people who made it say it's super awesome. It's got something called high-resolution haptics that makes the experience really unique. Inside the vest, there are 20 special motors that they invented. They spent a lot of time figuring out how to put them in just the right spots. And guess what? These motors cover every bit of what you can feel on your skin. They thought about everything, like where you are in the game. So if you're on a cliff with the wind blowing, you'll feel it differently than if you're inside. And when you get hit in the game, you'll feel it too, right where it happens. The software they made is also super easy for other people to add stuff to. If you want one, it costs $625 to pre-order, not counting shipping. It's going to make your VR time even more awesome. We couldn't find it out there, so we made it ourselves, say the people who came up with this helicopter. It's called the Zephyr, and it's special because it has a parachute built in, like the ones you use in case of an emergency on an airplane. This parachute helps slow down the helicopter and save lives if something goes wrong. They say it's the very first helicopter in the whole world to have this cool feature. Now let's talk about what this helicopter can do. It's got room for 2 people and can fly at a nice speed of 100 miles per hour. It's meant to go up to 198 miles before needing to refuel. The engine can make up to 241 horsepower, and it can go as high as 2.5 miles above the ground. The folks who made it think they've made something really awesome for flying around in the sky. Can robots do our jobs? Yep, they can do a lot. Right now we're seeing robots that bring stuff to us and clean up, and some places even have robots that give us the news. With special reality goggles, we can make robots move from far away. Look at the screen here. That big digger is a perfect example. The folks who made it had great ideas. It can do simple things like digging holes all by itself, which is pretty neat. But if the job's tougher, a person can use remote controls or even special goggles to take over. With those goggles, you can be anywhere and still control it like magic. Oh, and it's really safe too. If someone gets too close, it stops moving. And yeah, you can also just sit in the seat and steer it the old way if you want. Let's talk about fires. There are like 7 to 8 million of them every year, according to some numbers. Fires can happen to anyone, even to a person who designs things, like the one who made this special shield. He had a fire in a castle he was fixing up, so he thought of making a fire extinguisher that's really useful and easy to use. And that's how the shield came to be. So, this shield is a fire extinguisher that's filled with powder. It's not shaped like a regular one. It's kind of unique. Depending on which type you choose, it can hold up to about 13 pounds of powder. You can hold and control it with just one hand, which is pretty handy. The person who made it says it's easy to understand how it works, and it follows all the rules. There are different looks you can pick from, so it can fit in any room and look nice. And on top of that, there are other versions too. One looks like a ring, and another one works with hydrants. If you want to get one, it starts at $805. Airports today are really big and can tire you out, like the King Fahd International Airport in Saudi Arabia. It's as huge as 300 square miles. Walking around with your bags can be a hassle. But guess what? There's a cool solution from the folks who made this hybrid thing. A suitcase you can ride. It costs around $500 and it's pretty awesome. Picture this. You can actually ride on your suitcase like a mini scooter. You can go as fast as 6.2 miles per hour, and it can carry up to 286 pounds of stuff. When you charge it up, you can go for about 6.2 miles. Oh, and here's a neat bonus. It has 2 spots where you can plug in your USB devices, like a big power bank. This suitcase can hold about 7.4 gallons of stuff, and the creators say it's totally unlike any suitcase you've ever seen before. What does this bouncy system do for the driver? It's like magic for bumps, say the people who made it. Here's how it works. Each wheel has a special pump that can give the shock absorber a little extra push when needed. This makes the shock absorbers more active instead of just sitting there, which helps the driver avoid wobbling too much. The result? You'll feel as comfy as if you were on a flying carpet, according to the folks who designed it. It's super quick too, even faster than blinking your eye. And to make it even cooler, they also added a way to save energy, especially for electric cars. Cool, right? Here's a really fun fidget toy, made by some creative folks. They say it's a special desk toy that can help you relax and stay focused. It costs $29, and you can click, spin, swipe, and press different buttons on it. They believe that using these actions can help you concentrate better during long meetings, important calls, and similar times. The cool thing is that when you play with it, your brain takes a little break, which can help you focus better later on. The toy is super light, just about as heavy as 2 spoonfuls of cereal. And it's a little over 2.5 inches long, small enough to fit in your pocket. It looks simple, so it's great for your office desk. Let's check out something cool for people who love hiking, fishing, camping, and all those outdoor adventures. It's a chair that's also a walking stick, and guess what? It even won a contest and got more than $400,000 in support. And that's not a surprise because it's pretty awesome. One version of this chair weighs around 2.2 pounds. It's strong enough to hold up to 287 pounds, and you can get it in different sizes. So no matter where you are outside, you can have a comfy seat. They've got 3 different heights for the stick part: 32.2, 33.4, and 34.6 inches. And the seat part is 20 inches high. This chair is also made to handle water, and it comes with a nice case to carry it in. If you want one, you'll usually need to pay around $180. Hey, if you're looking for fun that won't break the bank, I've got a great idea for you. Have you heard of putter? They say forget the not-so-fun parts of golf and head straight to the putting green. That's the area with the hole and the flag. Did you know 42% of golf strokes happen right there? Now here's the cool part. Putter is a smart thingamajig. It's got a camera that watches how you play and then gives you feedback using an app on your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android. You can see your stats, get tips, and even connect and compete with people all over the world. And guess what? This neat gadget starts at just $450. So you can have a blast without spending a ton. Check out this super cool smart basketball hoop on your screen. The people who made it say it's the first one like this in the world. If you want to pre-order it, it costs $4,000, and you'll get the hoop and a screen that shows smart stuff. You can put it inside or outside. When you're practicing, the hoop keeps track of how you throw the ball and gives you a detailed report. It can also connect to the internet using Wi-Fi, so you can play games online. You can play in groups or practice alone with fun mini-games. The hoop even has videos from really good trainers to help you learn, and they keep adding more. But just so you know, you have to pay extra for a subscription. Imagine a cool gadget that takes the place of a scuba tank. It's like a special floating device that has a machine and a tube to give you air. The people who made it say you can go underwater with it down to 39 feet and stay there for up to 45 minutes. It's not heavy either, only about 21 pounds, which is way lighter than regular diving stuff. It gets ready in about 2 minutes, super quick. Using it is simple too. Just charge the machine before, and it will pump air for you when you need it. The floating device works as a tank and keeps the air pressure right. If you want one, it starts at $1,175. Let me tell you about something really neat, a cool vehicle that comes with a touching story. The person behind this idea is Stefan Diaz. He used to go water skiing with a friend and they had a blast. But sadly, his friend had an accident and couldn't walk anymore. So Stefan turned his Sea-Doo jet ski into a water go-kart. This way, he could still enjoy their hobby together. He changed the jet ski to look like a go-kart where you sit just like in a car. It even has a steering wheel like a car. The seat is shaped like a bucket, which keeps it steady, and the whole thing is made for one person. The design worked so well that Sea-Doo started selling kits to change your jet ski and even ready-made water go-karts. It's a touching story with a happy ending. Now, let's talk about something important in oil and gas plants, power plants, and places where chemicals are made. When we want to move gas through pipes or store it, we have to make it squishier, like when you squeeze a ball. That's where these special machines called compressors come in. These ones are made by a company from Germany. They can handle different kinds of gas like natural gas and man-made gas, and they can push out a lot of it, up to around 489,000 big handfuls every hour. They can handle lots of pressure, like when you squish a soda can really hard. The smart people who made them say they last a really long time and can work even in tricky places like garbage dumps. Now let's keep talking about water fun. I've got something awesome for folks who love hanging out with their buddies by the water. This boat is just right for you. It comes with a strong Rotax motor that can go up to 255 horsepower. That means you can tow a floaty ring behind the boat and even go water skiing. The boat is about 15.4 feet long, a perfect size for chilling at the beach. It's got these cool water jets that make it super fun. Not only does it have comfy seats for you and your friends, but there are also relaxing spots in the front and back. And guess what? You can customize it however you like. The price is around $16,150. So get ready for some exciting times on the water. Towards the end of 2019, solar panels made around 2.7% of all the electricity in the world. It's not a huge amount, but there's hope that these new systems can make that number even bigger. The cool thing is that the people behind this idea found a clever way to put the panels in place. They've put the solar panels on floating islands. Imagine it like this. There's an island that floats on water, and on it, there are 180 solar panels. These panels are smart. They move like sunflowers, so they always point at the sun. The most power they can make is around 73 kilowatts, but the island itself uses only a small bit of that, like 0.5%. The island is about 125 feet wide, and it's easy to change the size of the panels and fix them if needed. Plus, the island also cools down the water's surface, which helps stop the growth of yucky algae. Here's something cool for people who love swim fins. You know how those fins can be a pain to carry in bags and backpacks? Well, the folks behind this idea found a clever solution inspired by nature. They worked with experts from the Polish Naval Academy, and together they made something really awesome. It's called the Sea Lock system, and it's like magic. You can open it up super fast in under 2 seconds. And when you close it, it's way smaller and lighter than regular fins, almost half the weight. This means your legs won't get tired as quickly, so you can swim and practice for longer. You can adjust them just right with 4 points, and if you want a pair, they start at $150. It's a smart way to make swim fins easier to carry and use. Guess what? This might look like a regular racing car, but it's way cooler than that. It's actually a super smart educational robot. And it's not boring at all. It's perfect for learning math, robotics, programming, and how things work. And the best part? You learn while you're having fun and playing around. This robot is like building blocks, and you can even use Lego with it. You can control it with your smartphone. How cool is that? And if you want to add more stuff, there are extra things you can get, like a tiny computer, a gripper, a forklift, and a remote control. Oh, and it's super clever too. It has a special camera that knows faces and can follow things around. If you're interested, you can get one for just $82. It's a super awesome way to learn.